Hey everyone, welcome back to Painted. It's Maury Curtis Dunbar, your host of A Million Days in Quarantine, and we're here to do some fun stuff today. Couple things. We are, as always, still open, still functioning. Illinois is letting paint distributors still obviously sell, and so we're obviously getting packages out. No problems whatsoever, so please don't hesitate to order from us. If you have any questions, go on to paintedstudio.com, find our phone number, it's listed there. You can give us a call. I don't give it out in the videos because then I get all these weird people calling me afterwards. Sorry about that. And then also, we ask you to sprinkle the love. Hey Eva, nice to see you. So I want to ask everybody to share, sprinkle, although Facebook doesn't like the sprinkle word. Sorry, I got crazy hair today because it's pouring. It was hot yesterday, then pouring rain, then chilly today. So I'm just like a fuzzball here, and I keep seeing it in the camera, which is why I turn the camera down so I can stop looking at myself and start looking at more interesting things like our new foils. So a couple of exciting announcements. This foil, this one, arrives on Monday, as does the zigzag. We got that coming in, and we got a whole lot more exciting ones coming in. There's so many foils coming in the next week, you're not gonna believe it. I'm very excited. So I'm gonna flip the camera down. The first thing we're gonna do is unbox the box of new foils that I got today. It arrived UPS. There you go. You can see it. I have not opened it. We're opening it now. And when you do this with a knife, I'm sure you're all smart enough to know that. Do it carefully because you can actually cut into your foils if you're too aggressive with a knife. Now these are the fun red, white, and blue ones that we got from Artistic Painting Studio. So we have this gorgeous stack of foils. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. Let me move the box and the packing out of the way. Before anybody asks, I sterilized the box before I put my hands on it. So, we're gonna open these up. We got all these new gorgeous foils. I'm so excited. These are on the website, I believe, already because I knew they were coming. I have to put the other ones that are coming next week, but we'll do another unboxing next week. All right, so I got this killer blue and gold and silver tie-dye. That's gorgeous. I got the red holographic stars, our red, white, and blue stripes. Now this is the 3D holographic stars. And then we have the same as the red, we have the new silver and the new blue, and they are just amazingly beautiful. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with a cutout here. Now, if you saw any of my lives from last week, you saw me prime this. I put set coat metallic navy on it. And then today I have applied a coat of our wonderful, gorgeous Artsyville adhesive. So that's got a coat. It's been drying for an hour now, and we're ready to go. I did this in advance, A, because it's not that exciting watching me brush adhesive, and B, that way it's dry enough. Now I struggled what to do with this. Let me shift my camera a little bit so it's a little squarer. You can see me a little better. And I'm gonna push it back just a little bit. There we go. That way we get this on the table and not in my lap for you all to see. So I could have done texture, I could have done all kinds of stuff. I decided today we're gonna do this one and keep it kind of simple and elegant. And we're gonna go with our Flower Power stencil. You all have probably seen me all week working with adhesive stencils. Don't use an adhesive stencil on top of rolled out foil adhesive. Then you're putting adhesive on top of adhesive, and this stuff might stick on there forever. You might never see it come off. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Killer New Stars foil and I'm going to open it up. And I always try to keep these to the side when I just bring a new roll in, because then I can label the roll later. Where's my scissors? Over here. And I'm going to cut a little piece. Why? Because I'm working on a small area. If I was working on a bigger one, I'd cut a bigger piece. But right now, I'm just working on this spot. So we're going to lay this down. We're going to pat it in. I need a toothbrush. Hang on a second. I got everything together except the brush. All right, so I'm just going to scrub vertically. And I'm going to feel in here to feel all the details so that my foil adhesive is released into them. And I'll go into some of this with my fingernails if I need to, because these little openings can be very small and not easy to get a brush or anything else into. And I gotta feel around for the other openings and then where there's actually a foiled surface to grab it onto. Because, you know, I've got a cutout under here and it'll take a little work to find it all. Oh, and if I seem like I'm hot, I am. I have been, after being cold for months, I am just one rolling hot flash right now. Oh. All right, let me take a peek for a second. Hi, Rhonda. Nice to see you. All right, let's see if I got this whole thing. If I'm missing anything, I could very well be. Yep, I'm missing some details right in here. I'm just gonna go in there with my fingernail because that makes a very nice pushing surface to do stuff like this with. Oh yeah, I'm gonna let a little details right in here. Alrighty. I think I got most of it. Let me go back up in here and check. And I want to get a little more right in there. This is fortunately not a directional foil, so I have some pretty liberal application. I can go in all kinds of directions if I want to. And I'm working within the wood grain on this too, so it releases a little differently than it would on a completely smooth surface. Come on. Let's make sure I get all of the edges here. And you can see the foil adhesive is so good that I'm really just using my fingers. I mean, how can you complain about that for that kind of quality release? And I missed a few dots up there because I wasn't looking for them. I might need to get a couple of other smaller brushes just to work into the small dots. Hang on a second. Take the back end of a tiny little stencil brush and find where my dots are. That worked better. And you see, I can just pull back, see where I've got my release, see if it's where I want it to be, see if I think it needs more. And I just move the foil around to fill in the openings. Okay. Okay, I think I'm about there. And you know, the nice thing is if I don't like it when I pull it up, put it back down, put down more. So already that's just as cute as can be. And ignore the stuff stuck on there. That'll hide later. Oh, I do have a little chunk on the stencil that's making it hard for it to lie flat. So now I'm going to match up my pattern. So I say. Okay, there's, and what I'm doing is I'm looking for my registration marks, which will allow me to move my pattern around. And really I'm right in there. I just got to get it straightened out. There we go. Now I'll put foil right there. And these little surfaces with lots of little detail design, they take a while. You know, it's not like quick takeout food. It takes a little while. Okay, let's get all of this brushed down. Here I know I've got foil and I know I've got adhesive, and then I'm gonna have to go back in and go around a few things. Get into the details and get in here. Move to here. I'm trying to make sure I don't get unreleased foil over into the fresh foil adhesive over on the other side, so I don't want to ruin it. And if I miss any of your questions or comments, I always go back through the video after I'm done to check and make sure everybody got their questions answered. So I will be back to do that always if I don't see it because I'm looking down at what I'm doing. And again, foil does not ever give you a completely perfect, flawless release. You can get really, really, really close, but it is still a very thin film mounted on the back of a sheet of plastic. So you're not going to always get flawless. You're gonna get really good and really gorgeous, but not flawless. So here's that already going that way. Oh yeah. So now I've got to move things around so that I can replace them. And let's get that here. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I need to turn this so that I can see it from a different angle, because I always get stuck with doing on my registration on my first few. It always messes me up. So it just takes me a minute. Let's see. I know you're all watching me going, please just move it just an inch this way or an inch that way. You'll get it, really, you're gonna get it. No, I'm not. But if I turn it that way for just a moment, I can get a flip on my placement, and then I can get that one in, and that will make me so much happier. And then that'll allow me to do all the rest. The joys, this is, since it's a exact copy on each direction, that's easy to do. That doesn't work with every foil. That doesn't work with every stencil. Know your stencil before you do something like that. Make sure you know where it's going to, if you turn it over, if it's exactly the same. There we go. There we go. Oh, you've been looking for this foil? Well, Veray, we have all of them. We have the silver, the blue, the red, we have the stripes, and we have the 3D. So I have them all. So, like I said, you can see I'm going in here into the small detail just to go and fill them out. So that all the details are done, and then I gotta go do the little dots. There. I am not as chatty today as I usually am. It's just a quiet mood today. I think it's been so long since I've talked to anybody other than my family, I've forgotten how to talk. Actually, that's not true. I think my husband wishes it was true. Okay, let's see how I did there. I need to get in here a little bit more. Let's see where we're at. A little more in here. And there we go. Nice, perfect, that's what I need. Okay, so obviously now I can flip this back this way. I can finish this spot and then I can move it here. This is not a quick one today, guys. Doing these little tiny stencil details takes some time. That's okay, we'll have other ones that'll move faster. And I painted on the adhesive in the same direction as the wood grain, just so I'm not fighting it. And these cutouts are all made of wood, and we do indeed carry them all. Everyone you see me show, I'm carrying, so you can find them all in one space. Okay, there we go. Yay. Let's put that one there. Get that spot there. And this is what this is like, especially on furniture. You're kind of working smaller surfaces, so you, unlike a wall where you just take it and there's a stencil here and then you start building out around it. On furniture, you kind of have to work the angles and you have to work to see what is needed where and how you're going to have to adjust the stencil to fit the space. It just is a little more time consuming. Not a bad thing, just is what it is. Where's my little brush? And all these, we don't throw away our scraps of foil because even if I've used it all up within an inch of its life, we keep them and we use them for packing. So sometimes people get scraps of new foils in their orders, so that's always fun too. Okay, there's that one. Corner right there, what I missed. And you can see how well this releases between the good quality foil adhesive and the great foils. Yeah, I'm doing most of this with my finger or the end of a brush just to get the details in. I mean, look how great this releases. Okay, I'm gonna get in there with that a little bit. I really would like is to find a little tiny brush like this that is as hard as the old-fashioned black scrub brushes. I think they probably have something like that at a hardware store, but I have yet to find exactly what I want. Ooh, I almost forgot right here. And let's take that piece of tape off of there before something bad happens with that. we go. A nice release. A little blot right there. There we go. And now you can see how the pattern is building. I like that I can flip-flop, just flip-flop my little stencil so easily and move the pattern around. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Tim. Nice to see everybody. Woohoo. How is everybody doing? What are your projects? What are you working on? You're seeing what I'm working on all the time, but what are you all working on? I know some of you are still able to work. Some of you are on complete lockdown. I just love to know what you all are doing. And if there's projects that I could be doing here that would cheer you up, help you in a project, you know, anything, let me know. Okay, there we go. I just gotta get this one here. Let's get it all lined in. There we go. I know that we're all doing a lot of like Netflix and stuff like that. Amazon Prime Video is getting a lot of activity. Netflix is, Hulu, all of these guys that, you know, all of our entertainment providers, YouTube. I've watched more YouTube in the last month than I think I've ever watched in my life. Makeup and tutorials, other product lines, so I can see what other people are doing. You know, it's fascinating. And I love to hear what you all are doing to keep yourself busy and out of trouble. If you're if you're not staying out of trouble, what are you doing? I'd love to know that too. All right, get these done. Me, I'm here and I work, and then I'm home and I work. I'm just becoming a total workaholic, which I was sort of that way before, but not like I am now. It doesn't hurt that you love what you do, so you get to, it doesn't seem like work. I need to get in there. Let's get a couple spots that I didn't get. Why? Because I didn't have any foil right there. As soon as I lay this pattern down, I'll flip the camera up, I'll look and see what everybody's questions are for a minute, and then we'll continue on to the next project. All right. I got one big spot that I missed right there. I'm not impressed with your stenciling skills today, Maury. You're missing things. All right, there's that one up. And then all we have to do is go down the body of the cross. Let's get that lined up. Perfect. I'm just going to keep using up the rest of this. I keep getting tape stuck on me, and I know why it's there. It's for the holes that I was trying to avoid earlier. But now I'm not trying to avoid them, so they just, the tape keeps sticking to me. And normally I don't go in a swirl pattern, but I'm fighting a grain here. I got a lot of, it's a lot of work to get into all these little details, so any direction, and I won't see a swirling pattern like I might on a perfectly smooth surface. There we go. Getting all those details worked in. So you don't want to miss them. They're important. It completes the look. Yeah, here we go. I think I got all of it. I know I'm missing a few spots because I didn't have a full clear piece of it foil right here. I was working with what I had. Getting down to the last bits on these pieces. This is so easy to do. The hardest part, honestly, is the stencil because it's a lot of tiny detail. And there's one more right there. Just not take it out of foil. There we go. This is so cute. Oh my God. All right, now this one's the challenge because this is when we're coming down here. So, oh, no, I got it. I just move the stencil around until I get everything laid out right. But this is what you have to do. And this is what a repeat pattern is. It takes a little practice, takes a little work. I can flip it this way too, just because I was shoving it with my boobs. Let's take this off so I can put those holes there because I do want them. Those are registration marks for me. There we go. I knew they were there, I just didn't know, I forgot that I taped over them. This will help me move the stencil around better. See, I don't know what I'm feeling here as I put my fingers under things. I'm not exactly sure what I got going. So I'm gonna lift that up, see what I missed, which I knew was right there. With my finger. Let's put this over here, that'll work. See, all these little dots are actually repeats of the pattern, and they act as registration marks. And I had a bunch of them taped off for something else that I was doing. I didn't help myself make this a little harder by having those covered. This thing. And by the way, what this is a little tiny stencil brush. Hey Manetta, nice to see you. Barbara, thank you so much. So I'm squinting and reading at the same time I'm trying to do the stencil, and what can I tell you? I'm old and blind. And the reason I'm going around this edge like this is it cleans up the edge and the detail of the stencil a little better. you don't have to do this in big patterns, but in these little tiny ones, it really helps. There we go. Let's get back in here. And I'm literally using up every last bit of this foil that I can to fill in the last parts of the design. Why? Because not using it up is wasteful. And there's still a ton of good usable foil on here. Last little dot right there. Wrong end. And then let's get over here. And I just keep rotating the foil until I find an area that still has the silver stars on it. And feeling around the stencil like this helps me find where I might skip. You know, it looks like I'm assaulting my stencil. Really, I'm not. I'm just trying to get in the groove with it. Now, let me take this, put that over here. All of the pattern completely filled in on this so that it doesn't look like there's any gaps. I love the Flower Power stencil. This is one of my favorite stencils, and I'm loving the way this is coming out on the cross. I think this is just really so sweet. And then let's do this way. Miss any place that should have the pattern. I mean, I can't beat a foil that I can release by just rubbing it with my finger and getting that good a release. Okay, so here is this with this gorgeous holographic scattered silver star foil, and you can see how well it released all over the back. And I'm not sure you're getting a good picture in the screen, but you can see those wonderful stars in there. Okay, I'm gonna flip this up so I can answer a question or two. Where do you get the best foils from? From me. From me. I carry these foils. These are where these foils come from. So you can buy them right from me. You can buy them by the foot, or you can buy them by the roll. You just gotta let me know what you need. I love this. And then our Artsyville foil adhesive is probably the best foil adhesive on the market, bar none. It does amazing stuff. Now I'm gonna do a little check here to make sure. That's what I was afraid of. I missed a little spot on this pattern. I knew that was gonna happen when we were starting to play with stuff. I just wanna make sure I don't forget a spot. That would be so tragic if I forgot one little spot and then it made a mess of the way the whole design looked to me. And it would bug me. No doubt about it, it would bug me. I would be looking in there going, I know there's supposed to be a little tiny something there, and what is it, and why don't I see it? Okay. I don't know if anybody else is that way, but they can see that one little tiny like mist spot, and it just will make me crazed not to be able to do anything about it. It does. It's one of those things. It just gets under my skin. I look at it and look at it and look at it and go, God, I just want to fix that. There's a little tiny spot right there. All right, so now we've got the whole pattern in. Now, I could leave it like this. I could, oh, thank you, Becky. I could leave it like this, and this on its own is gorgeous. Now, I could sprinkle glitter all over this, or we could go and make it a little more subtle. I mean, this is very regal looking. I really, really like this way. And I could even go over it with our blue stars foil, which would be fun. But I think I'm actually gonna try our blue tie-dye foil over this. I just want it to be a little softer, a little more romantic. So let's slow down. Let me go scroll and see if I missed anything. Oh, repairing and painting. Good for you, Rhonda. And thank you for all the kind words. All right, so we're gonna flip right back down now. Okay, so we've got that gorgeous new foil on there, and then we're gonna take this one. I'm gonna cut one big piece. Hopefully I actually managed to cut it long enough. Alrighty. I could even do this silver on silver, which I really thought about, but I thought, no, I really, really, really want to do it with colors. All right, I'm gonna take this here and now, if you notice, I will not scrub all the way to the edge here with this gorgeous tie-dye foil because I don't want a dead line right there. I want to make sure that I have a soft edge that I can blend. So whenever I come to an end or an edge of a foil, I scrub up to close to the edge, but not the exact edge because I want to be able to blend it with my next layer. Now let's take a little peek, see how, oh yes. Oh, this is pretty. I sound just like my mother. Just making sure I scrub well. Now that is gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna put this over here. So I'm gonna finish this side and then I will hold it up so you all get a better view of this. Keep right in there. Right in here. Okay, if I had had this at Easter, this would have been part of my Easter. Because this is really beautiful like this. Get a little here. Can you see how beautiful that is? Oh my God. This holographic stars right in here, and then this beautiful mottled blue, gold, and silver background. I think I just fell in love. Folks, I think I just fell in love. Look how gorgeous. Like I said, took a little work, was worth every moment of it. Now, what I'm gonna have to do, obviously, is top coat it because I can still feel this surface is sticky. If I wanted to, I could put glitter on it. I think I've done enough holographic on here, so I am not gonna worry about that. Oh, gosh, I'm loving this. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside. Well, I fall in love with it every second I look at it. And we're gonna start on our next cutout. Okay. This is the background for our sun, and I have painted it set coat navy. And again, this is one of our wooden cutouts. You can buy them from paintedstudio.com. So it's wood on, you can see it's wood. We painted it with Faux Effects set coat metallic navy. And in the center, because this is a sun and I have a specific idea in my head, I have put foil adhesive in a circle. I've just painted it in a circle, used a paint can as a template, painted a circle, and we're all set that way. So then the next thing I need to do is pick something to put in the center of the sun. I already know what I'm doing here. And I think we're gonna use our, had an idea, switching the idea. I think we're gonna do our stripes in the center. And this is me all the time. I'm constantly changing my mind on what I want to do. I was going to do the stripes this way, but I couldn't make sure I could get all the stripes to work in rays, and that was going to get really, until I figured out a good way to do it, I don't want to do it badly. Okay, so here we go. We've got, and this is obviously, we got stuff designed for summer, for 4th of July, for Memorial Day, for Labor Day, all of this warm weather holidays that are coming up. Let's see if I got this quite big enough. This is it, right here. Okay. I'll have to put a little tiny bit more right up here at the top. Okay, so I'm first just rubbing this down, burnishing it to the surface. Now, where did I put my scrub brush? Of course, I've got cans and stuff everywhere, so I must lose track of things. There we go. So I'm going to actually scrub this intentionally in a circle because it is the center of the sun. So it makes sense that it will be in a circle. And I got stuff stuck to my arms. And I'm going to rub with my fingers to see if I get any of those little bubbles that start the speedy release of foil. I got a few. There we go. Sometimes I get a big air bubble like right in here, and if I rub it, it actually increases the way the foil releases. Like it just pulls back from the surface with a very clean release. All right, here we go. That is so cool. Let me flip the light on it so you can see it a little better. That is just so cool. Look at that. Yeah, I can see I got a few spots down here that I'm gonna have to kind of come in and clean up a little. So I'm just gonna line up my stripes. And that's going to be the hardest thing to do, is if I have any spots like I have like right up here, I actually do need to take another piece of foil. I might be able to make it work from the corner bits, but I'm not sure right now. So let's see how I do. Oh, that's working just fine. Excellent. Cleaning up those edges where I didn't either have a complete release or I needed more release. And just line your pattern up carefully. And the cool thing is, once you've done this and pull it off, you have clear spots to help you line up for the next one spot. Let's see, I need that right there. And I need a little bit of this right in here. I think I just need that little bit of silver right here. And there we go. So I've got this really nice, albeit slightly flawed, release. It looks terrific. I've got no complaints on it. This foil just releases super well. And I know you just saw me turn it the wrong way, but all I'm doing is taking little spots to fill in some of the gaps. And it won't hurt anything. So I've got this cute center. I mean, just this, that makes a great center. So the next thing I'm going to do then is take my foil adhesive. Sometimes I go right out of the can if I need it thicker, or I thin it a little bit with water because my can gets old and it doesn't do very well if I don't thin it down sometimes. This does not need to, do not thin it more than 5% with water, otherwise you're gonna have adhesive failure. So all I'm gonna do is just take my adhesive and brush around now. My brush is very wet, which is fine for now. I'll have to go back in with more adhesive because otherwise this will not be sticky enough. But what this is doing, giving me a little bit of a slip coat too, right around the edges of this so I can brush the edges cleaner. And then I'll go back and put more foil adhesive on. So right now my goal is to get a clean edge going to the circle. Now don't freak out if you're not able to do this. Put tape down, use the orange core soft adhesive painter's tape so that you don't tear this back up if you're doing that, or use a repositionable vinyl stencil over it. It'll work just fine. Just don't put the vinyl stencil that's adhesive on top of fresh foil adhesive that's adhesive. They will become a permanent part of each other. Oh, this is so exciting watching me paint stuff on that dries clear. And then as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna put this back in my hot box. And I know everybody asks each time I say that, so hot box is a contraption I have in the back of the studio here that forces heat into an enclosed space to speed dry time. About every 15 minutes that something cures in the hot box is close to an hour of drying time. It's not an exact science, it just speeds it up. So when we're working on something here in the studio, especially when I'm teaching something, we often have to force the drying. You don't need to do this on a project that you're doing for customers, or if you're doing, you know, a bunch of them, there's no need to force your drying, but I'm trying to get things done for live, so that's why I push that hard for the dry, so you guys can see the next steps. And I really appreciate everybody being here with me today. All right, and then we'll get this in the hot box and we'll pull the next cutout and we're gonna decide what we're gonna do with the next one. All covered with adhesive and make sure we get everything with adhesive on it, because it will show in the end if I've missed something. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the hot box. I'll be right back, just 1 minute. What you might not realize is that our little son has sunglasses. So of course those got to get those have to get foiled too. So we did the center and the stars, and then we're going to do something else on the outside. So what one of these do I want to do? Red or blue? Red or blue, folks? Give me an idea. Red or blue? They're both gorgeous, so I think blue. I'll take this label off, put that to the side so that I can, when I finish up today, I can put labels in the cores of everything so I can find them. That's the only way for me to remember what every foil is that I have. I'm starting to get a collection like you can't believe. Okay, I'm just going to put this on here, rub it with my hand, lay it down, and I'm not going to scrub right to that edge because I need to blend right there. Oh God, that's so cute. There's just so disco. Little spot. And we got our little disco star scattered holographic sunglasses for our little son. Yay! Okay, I'll pull one more over and we'll see where we're going with things. Okay, we got the crowns back again. Those crowns, sorry, I've got foil everywhere and it's sticking to me, it's sticking to the cutouts, I can't get it out of my way. Ah! I am like a disaster area today. First of all, how cute is this crown? Beyond cute cutout. Love this. So it's been, like the other one was, it was painted in set coat metallic navy. Then had a coating of foil adhesive placed on it, and we're going to go into our next foil. And what are we going to use? I think we're going to use our holographic silver 3D stars on here. All right, come on, come off of there. Oh my God, it doesn't want to come off. Of course not. That would be too simple. Now my question is, I still have these little spots to do on top. And everything we've got is red, white, and blue, but I have some gold right over here. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to do each of these little dots and this little sample of gold. If you like this gold, let me know so I can bring it in. It's like called gold glitter or something like that. I don't remember. I don't have the thing in front of me. But it has very fine glitter in it for a foil. So, all right, let's put this on. It needs a little more scrubbing with a little stiffer brush. Oh, yep, that lasted. Nice transfer. I just got to get that spot that I missed. And I'm not doing any Cricut Maker stencils or anything today. We're trying to keep some of this simple. First off, wow. Can I say just wow? Look how nicely that's releasing. Wow. And look how good that gold looks on there. And get a little piece. Just trying to move the piece around. that release is so good on there. I'm really happy with how this is. Of course, I'm sticking to everything and everything's sticking to me today. What was that old phrase from Steel Magnolias? Everything's so sticky around here, the only thing it doesn't grab is men and money. I think it was actually static, but I think it applies pretty thoroughly. Foil adhesive. Yes, that came out perfectly. And now we're going to take a little bit of our 3D stars. There's a lot of good foil scraps going into the bin. That's going to be some good packing material. Okay, so now I'm coming in and I'm putting this down. And I could have pulled it all the way to the bottom edge, but I'm not going to worry about that. Right now, I'm just trying to get this in. And this is a slightly coarse surface, so I really don't know how this is going to release. It's going to be interesting to see. Everything's sticking. Again, I'm careful not to scrub all the way to the edge of the foil so I don't end up with a seam later on. There's several places that I already know I'm going to have to blend in pattern. Okay, I'm going to have to work this a little bit. For scrubber. And like I said, this is a slightly coarse surface, so, you know, the release on it is not as 100% flawless as kind of looking as it would have been if I'd used another material. But I will get it all in there, and we will still have our holographic 3D stars. If I could get the jar lid from stopping to grab. And I'm going to take another piece of foil. Why? Because this has got kind of a grid pattern in it, and I'm afraid that if I just keep going over and over it, I will lose detail. So I'm going to just simply take another piece. And I'll lay it down like this. Lay it down. And the next thing, we're going to just do this. Scrubber brush. I don't know where I put it though. Give me one moment, everybody. I gotta find my stiffer brush. I moved it there. Oh, no, I didn't. It just got hidden. Just got hidden. I have this one is extremely stiff, which will help get into some of those really awkward crevices that I'm dealing with the wood grain. Pretty good. Still got this sort of bald spot in the middle here. And honestly, if I don't like this, I will put another coat of foil adhesive on here and do a second layer. And that happens from time to time when I get a surface that's kind of awkward. And see, what's happened is I got this great release here, and then I didn't get great here. So it kind of flattened out in the scrubbing. So literally all I'm gonna do is take my foil adhesive, my Artsyville foil adhesive, and put another coat on. It's nothing to get freaked out about. It happens regularly. It's not the foil and it's not the adhesive. It actually is an issue of my surface. I didn't get enough foil adhesive on a coarse surface for it to grab as well as I wanted it to. So I'm just putting another layer on. I do this also when I want a more perfect looking release. I can put a second coat of foil adhesive on. As you can see, it's not going to hurt anything. And then I'll put this in the hot box, and it should be dry shortly. And we can release the foil on it again. And if I don't finish it for this live today, we'll do it for another one another day. And we got the gorgeous cross. We're going to finish the sun. The crown just needs a little more love. That happens. It doesn't bother me at all. Okay, just want to make sure I get all the way up to the edge, so there's no gap when I lay the foil down. Cleaning up any drips, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to go put this in the hot box. Alrighty, so we're back with our sun. Now, we already have the glasses set up for it. So obviously I need a background here that's going to set off that pattern. So I could do it in some red. I think what I'm actually gonna do, we're gonna have a little fun here. We're going to keep this all very in the spirit of the summer holidays coming up. I'm going to take a little piece. And I'm going to crumple it. Got the red, and I'm crumpling it. Now this is a fabric foil too, so you can use this on clothing as all the others I've shown you today. And I'm going to pounce. Crumple again. So there's that. Now what I've done is I've created a slight pattern in the red in there. And so I love that, but we got to obviously fill the rest of that in. So move my foils, move all kinds of things around so I can see what's going on. We're not using that one because that is not in yet. I think we're going to use the regular stars again because I like that bright idea of a bright background. And this is non-directional, so it'll be easier to work with. I was going to use the 3D stars, but I'm like, nope, we got that going on the crown. Let's save that for another day. Okay. Well, I just want to come back at it with a stiffer brush. And you can see I'm sort of brushing an array pattern because if there's any awkwardness in the release, This will help indicate direction from, you know, how rays branch out of the sun. Oh, that's cute. Oh, I like that, and I like just the little bits of red coming out of it. Okay, let's put this in here. Oh, I really like this. This is just so fun. You know, the moments where I look at something and go, wow, I'm not so sure I like what I did there, but it's okay. And then there are the ones that I look at and go, wow, I really, really, really like this. This is one of them. I could see putting this in my backyard for the summer. Now, understand, our foils adhesive is not exterior rated. And honestly, I haven't investigated that far, but I'm not even sure that the foils themselves are exterior rated, meaning I don't know how well they hold up outside in harsh weather conditions either. But at least for the course of a summer, you could do this, hang this outside, preferably in a shady, protected place. And yeah, you could have yourself some really cute decorations. And then when you're tired of them, you just redo them with new patterns for next year. Why not? Okay, let's get, I'm starting to run out of some foil here. Getting down to the last little spots. I'm really working to piece this last little spot and use most of the foil on the page. Okay, that is just, okay. I'm loving this. This is so cute. Look how cute that is. Look at our little happy sun face. I love it. And it's got glitter stars, stripes, more stars. That is just so cute. And of course, this could be done in any color combination, but I'm so happy with that. All right, I'm gonna check and see if our other piece is ready to be foiled. I don't guarantee it, but let me go check. That one needs a few more minutes, so we're gonna finish up this project. I'm going to be very sorry I did this because I'm about to do glitter where I need to foil later. So just warning, I could curse. So here's our cupcake from the other day. You can see I did the bottom. And up here now, this was painted Set Coat Ruby on the base Set Coat White Metallic Matte Snow on the top. I put Artsyville Texture Medium on the top and ran through our little swirls texture roller. I released Flower Power on the bottom and then used the Deco foil adhesive pinstriping pen to, not pen, bottle that we have on our website, and use that to create the lines in here. And then now we gotta just make this look a little more like a cupcake. So I carry white microfine glitter. This is in an old Martha Stewart bottle, but it is actually our glitter because I just wanted a shaker. And now I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna shake this. I'm gonna make this look really cupcakey. All right, so I've got it nice and glittery, but the one thing I do have to do is get a little brush to kind of move the glitter into all the crevices. But I can do it with my hands, and I get pretty well with it, but not well enough. Hang on. So I just take one of these little Japanese, Chinese rabbit fur brushes. Okay, don't come after me about rabbit fur. So I have now made that super glittery. Unturned that, knocked it off. And so now I've got this little glittery cupcake. But again, it looks, you know, kind of flat, for want of a better description. So we're gonna finish the detailing. Hang on a second. Put all that extra glitter back in the container. For once, I'm going to clean up my glitter. So I'm going to take, where did my brush go? A sec. There we go. Hang on. Left everything in the wrong place today. Fine, sorry folks. I think I have everything, and then all of a sudden I realize I've left half of it behind somewhere else. So I'm going to take a little bit of our thicker out of the can Artsyville foil adhesive. And then we're gonna shove this so you guys can see what I'm doing. And this is very, very thick. This is the bottom of a can. I'm going to paint this on the tip. Let's see if I can get a little more liquid. And then let's see. Things sticking everywhere. Now I could put a sign, I could put lettering, I could do all kinds of stuff here, but what I'm really going to do is just make some motions into the foil adhesive and the glitter mess that I've already created. Glitter mess, that's nice of me to refer to my own work that way. And I'm going to create some swirls that we're going to use some pink glitter on to indicate frosting layers. How this is going to work out. I'm making one heck of a mess here with this brush too. You can see my adhesive is extremely thick. Normally for anything I do, I let the foil adhesive dry. I'll move this way. But I'm actually just going to do this because it's so thick, it'll work just fine. I'm going to take, we have pink glitter. And we're basically creating a little icing, pink icing tip on the cake. And then we're going to take this and slowly and once this is done, I could still put lettering or whatever I needed to put over it on there. There's no problem with that. I thought you'd like to see how and where the details make the difference. And this is cute. This is pretty hard to argue with how cute this is. And then I'm going to take this and come over here. Like I said, normally I'd let it dry, but the adhesive is so thick, it would probably take a while, and I wanted to get this finished up, and it'll dry about the same. We have one more spot to do. Okay, let me get my brush, get it off the foil that I threw it on. Okay, so now we're gonna kind of edge down here. You notice this time I'm not even trying to paint carefully. Well, you'll see why. Okay, let's put that out this way, over here. And let's find my other glitter. Here we go. We have silver tinsel glitter. And you can find this on paintedstudio.com too. I love how this looks. Again, could have waited until the adhesive was dry. I didn't want to, because it was showing you this on the live. Okay. I really like this. Look how cute that's coming out. Oh my God. I get excited when I do something that I really like. I'm gonna turn this and dump the glitter. And there's our cupcake. I mean, just with its little swirled top and its little bits of extra icing and the little tinsel glitter. That's cute. Okay, that gets set aside to dry as well, as I spin in circles and start knocking things over. Okay, let me set some here. Let me go get our last project, and I'll be right back. Okay, we got the crown back. I'm gonna set it to the side for a second so I can clean a little of this glitter up because, yeah, I made a kind of a glittery mess. I'm trying not to get pink glitter where I need to put silver foil. I knew I could make my own life harder with this. Okay, set this on top of something else. There we go. And, you know, I may just take a little of that extra foil and set it right there. Give myself a little untampered workspace. Set it down. And let's try this one again. Hopefully that's cooling enough because it's a little hot from being in the hot box. Cooler. I don't want it to be hot because if things are hot when you put down foil on adhesive, that's a really unpleasant way to have things stick where you don't want them to and peel back. Now this is still warm under my hand, so I could be making a big mistake right now. And if I do, well, I guess I just get to paint over it again. Making mistakes rarely phases me because I learn as much, if not more, from my mistakes than I do from my successes. All right, let's take a little lift and see how I do. Oh yeah, that's much better. Oh wow. Oh, much better. This area right here still just does not want to take foil well. I don't know why. It just doesn't like it, I guess. But I'll figure that out in a minute. Okay, let's get it, see if I can get it patched into these spots that didn't want it before. That's better. Again, you're never going to get 100% perfect release, but this is way better than the first pass, which was kind of a mess. Did I miss any other steps? Oh, I like that. Now I don't know where I'm going with this after here, but I really like that. Okay, let's peel that off the back. So now you can see I've got the holographic stars in there, and it has sort of a basket weave, and the stars float in the basket. It's very cool. All right, I'm gonna flip this up, and we're gonna go back and look at some questions. If you use a stencil on fabric and the dimensional adhesive foiled, would they stay on? Yes, they will. The dimensional adhesive for fabric is designed to stay on for fabric. I hope that made sense. Carol, thank you for my cute cupcake. Barbara, did that make sense for you? Did I clarify this? We've been on for a long time, so we had a lot of people earlier, and I'm not sure who's left and who's still here, but there's way fewer here now than there was earlier. All right, sorry about that. I get this up here. So yes, Barbara, if you use the stencil on fabric and use the dimensional adhesive, as long as it's all applied correctly and cured correctly, they will stay on. You just don't use the Artsyville foil adhesive on fabric. It's not washable like the Deco foil adhesives are. So you make sure you use the right pattern, right product for the right thing. I'm going to scroll back and read some questions. Oh, you still want that piece. You're so sweet. Thank you. Let's see what else. Scroll down. Yes, the different dry time ratios are crazy. Thank you, Gina, for all those kind words. All right. I think we're done for the day. It's been a long live. You've watched me work on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So that's been a busy one. We've been on here for an age and a half. So I'm going to say goodbye to you. Say happy Wednesday, happy hump day. And I hope the week just keeps getting better. And don't forget, sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle the love. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.